Welcome, Aries rising signs, to your astrology for the month of May. Trust you're doing well. I'm Cosmic Girl 101. I'm going to be taking you through the astrology of the month in this video. Let's get to it. Welcome, Aries rising signs, to your astrology for the month of May. Trust you're doing well. I'm Cosmic Girl 101. From the 1st to the 3rd of May, Venus is conjuncting Neptune in your first house. Great 3 days to chill out. Absolutely. You're not going to be present. You are certainly just locked into your own world in the first 3 days of May. So you may be seeking out solace, quiet time. Tune into your limitless consciousness for the first 3 days of May. The planets are giving you a cosmic green pass to do the things you love. On the 4th, we have Pluto retrograding in Aquarius in your 11th house. And Pluto will be retrograde until the 13th of October. So let's talk about Pluto retrograde in your 11th house. Well, let's talk about the 11th house. That 11th house is the house where it's about who you socially connect to. Like, who is your tribe? It's the house of your dreams. And maybe Venus and Neptune for the 1st to the 3rd of May permeated your consciousness about your dreams and your social connections and your tribe. And on the 4th, Pluto will go into a retrograde to help you identify if the people that you knock shoulders with, your dreams and your goals about your life, are they all in alignment? Are people that you consciously engage with and your dreams and goals, are they working? What needs a change here? So Pluto going retrograde from the 4th of May to October 13 will have you seriously rethinking, who do I consciously connect with? What's working for me here? And where am I keeping my social connections small? And why am I doing that? Even my dreams and my goals, why are they so small? What's this all about? Now, we also had to factor in the zodiac sign of Aquarius. This is your 11th house. This is your natal placement if you're an Aries rising. Aquarius runs against the status quo, does its own thing. It's individual. It's idealistic. It's humanitarianism. It is a societal zodiac sign. So Pluto retrograding here has you intellectualizing societies, people that you knock shoulders with, dreams and your goals. Well, where can you mentally align with different people, places, and faces that ignite the fire in you in regards to breaking into a new future? It's a wonderful, wonderful moment for you, Aries rising, from the 4th of May to the 13th of October. Open your mind. Well, we have a base human need, which is having our ego stroked. And on the 5th of May, this may be the case. Jupiter sextiling Mercury, giving you more than enough Dutch courage to take on more than you can chew, which can be a problem. But the grace of the planets in transit, we have Venus sextiling Pluto retrograde in Aquarius, helping over exaggeration and extension through the influence of other people. It's an interesting day because Jupiter sextiling Mercury is Well, the first thing first, Jupiter's in detriment, so it's in Gemini, and Jupiter can have you biting off more than you can chew, and Mercury is sextiling Jupiter, and Mercury is about intellectualizing. Why are you biting off more than you can chew on this day? Just what is giving you the information or the urge to go further than you can at the present time? So the 5th of May looks pretty tricky, but with Venus sextiling Pluto retrograde in Aquarius, Venus will see you having the value in slowing down and identifying where your dreams and your goals, even your social connections, may really be egging you on, if you will, or encouraging you to go big or go home metaphor, or that is a trap. And whilst it's great to have your ego stroked, I think it's good to have your feet firmly on the ground on the 5th of May. On the 10th of May, Mercury leaves Aries, your first house, excuse me, and ingresses into Taurus, your second house. This is a really quick transit. Mercury, speaking of quick, Mercury is quick thinking, quick action, quick speech, quick information coming to you from the 10th of May. So Taurus, the second house for you is livelihood, possessions, and finance. So quick to understand that patience is a virtue. When establishing financial opportunity for yourself, your livelihood, and things that you want to actually possess, the 5D things, a car, a house, a boat, whatever it may be. Mercury here will assist you with the logistics, the data and analytics about how you can play the long game in achieving financial security for yourself. Really beneficial transit Aries rising. Excuse me. On the 12th, we have a full moon in Scorpio. So this full moon's happening at 22 degrees. So if you know your natal chart, do you have any planets between, let's say, 20 to 24 degrees of Scorpio? That will give you a well-rounded, holistic understanding of that full moon shining on your natal planet. That will give you more intel on what is being shown, if you will. Full moons are when the moon gives you information about your 8th house. The information is internal, it's coming from your emotions, your feelings, and how you intellectualize your reality. So this full moon in Scorpio is deep. Scorpio is a fixed yin water zodiac sign. It is the zodiac sign that is connected to Mars, and Mars is also your ruling planet. So Mars is currently in Leo in your 5th house of creativity, sex and pleasure. It's the house of children. So this full moon in Scorpio at 22 degrees on the 12th of May is assisting you to access intuitively, Aries rising, about how other people's resources infiltrate and affect your sense of joy and pleasure. What is this about? Well, the moon is only bright because it reflects the sunshine, and the sun is currently transiting in Taurus next to Mercury, your house of livelihood, possessions, and finance. This is an interesting full moon because that full moon in Scorpio is informed by the sun and Mercury in Taurus. So if other people's resources are actually emotionally affecting your sense of joy and pleasure, then what is it about your livelihood, your possessions, and your financial standing that feels slow, not as developed, you're not as far along as others potentially when it comes to your perceived sense of riches and tangible things. So you could be emotionally heightened on this day and feel, as dreadful as it sounds, I, I I don't know my worth. Why is everyone else kicking goals and they're all doing just fine? And why do I feel not as accomplished or not as well rounded? So take it easy with that, because that is a trap. And that's also called fear. So you could be having some really deep seated resentment on this day of look at what they've got and look at what I've got. So easy does it on the 12th of April. May. On the 17th to the 18th, Mars is squaring off with Mercury. Yeah, it doubles down from the full moon energy. You might still be harnessing some secret resentment or jealousy in regards to the conflict of what I have is not jamming with me, and I don't feel joy and pleasure. Why? So this squares are always about taking action. So Mercury is intellectually giving you information on how to take action in changing up your perception of pleasure and joy. What's wrong with you in your life right now that doesn't give you joy and pleasure? And if there's something that is a perceived block, the Mercury is giving you plenty of brain power to go, this is you creating the blocks, Aries rising. It's you. Your sense of joy and pleasure and the feelings of invoking that consistent childlike pleasure is all to do with you. You're the integral missing piece. So the conflict here from the 17th to the 18th is cutting the emotional cords of stop looking at your tangible world and the possessions around you as less than. It's an illusion. You can create anything you want. You just have to be able to be grateful for what you have and change the things in your life that don't actually bring you joy. Simple. From the 17th to the 18th. Is it not? On the 20th, the sun ingresses into Gemini. And so the sun will be in Gemini for 4 weeks in your third house. The third house for you, Aries rising, is siblings, travel, and education. So inspiration is available to expand your horizons. Connect with diverse, multicultural people, places, and faces. The sun here is showing you the spirit is in growth. Open your mind. So for 4 weeks, you're just ready to educate yourself and get out of a boxed way of thinking about life. So really nice for 4 weeks. The 20th to the 24th, really interesting days. Mars is trining Venus. Okay, so we know that Mars is your ruling planet. Mars is the planet of war and initiation. Venus is about receiving, being receptive, and knows the value, knows what she's attracted to. So Mars and Venus, they're harmonizing here. And they're harmonizing with your fifth house and first house. So your body is responding in kind to Mars taking action in creating something new regarding pleasure and joy, what gives you pleasure and joy. So you're actualizing, you're actually taking action and engaging here and doing something inspirational, if not a little over the top. This bodes well for the astrology with the planets and transits, assisting you in opening up your world and not feeling blocked or doing things the same way. So this is quite lovely with Mars trining Venus. And the same day, the sun is sextiling Neptune. That sun in the third house of diversity and variety, of just education and travel and just open up. Then the sun is connecting with Neptune in your first house. There are no limits to feeling childlike about the spice and variety of life. So this is also on the same 4 days, inspirational. So there's some sort of muse coming back online from the 20th to the 24th. Good. It's time to start moving and shaking and enjoying this life of yours, Aries rising. And these 4 days are certainly showing you that life is to be enjoyed. The last thing that happens on the 24th, this is big news. Saturn is ingressing into Aries. Saturn is in fall in Aries. Saturn will be direct in Aries before it goes into a retrograde on July 13. Big deal. Big deal. So Saturn hasn't been in Aries since 1996 to 1998. So if you're old enough, what was going on in 1996 to 1998 for you? Well, Saturn's been around the zodiacal wheel. It's been in Aries since 1996 to 98, then Taurus, Gemini, Cancer. You get the picture. And now Saturn steps into your first house. Saturn, the planet of wisdom, time, determination. He's the sage one, Saturn. And he's stepping into Aries in your first house of your body, your life, what you want to begin. And Saturn just gives you all the ammunition you need to execute well-laid plans that you have for yourself moving forward. Wonderful transit, a fresh Saturn, if you will. It's been around the block, and then he steps into your first house. Let's execute well-laid plans. Let's just go for it. I'm giving you the green light. This is Saturn saying to Aries rising, I'm giving you the green light to start living your bliss. Be youthful. Be excited again. Just go for it. I'm a fresh new Saturn. I am not giving you any boundaries. I'm not giving you anything but permission, sage-like inspiration to be yourself. That's it. Beautiful. Wonderful. Saturn will retrograde and go back into Pisces later in the year, but for now, Saturn's going, get those plans going. Let's turn water into wine here, Aries rising. I'm on board. I'm on board. I'm giving you the strength, the resilience to create your dream life here. What do you want to do with your body? What do you want to begin? Well, let's do it. Let's commit. Really, really nice Aries rising with Saturn ingressing into Aries. Okay, so before we go on, let's talk about the obvious. Saturn is in fall. Now, Saturn in fall simply means Saturn's exalted in Libra. When we're talking about Western tropical astrology, Libra is the time of the year where the sun is starting to be lower in the sky. That means dark is coming. And Saturn is a planet that is located the furthest from the sun and the moon when we're talking about the Thema Mundi, which is a Hellenistic mythical teaching technique device. And quite simply, this means that Saturn is not in the dark part of the year. Saturn's in the light part of the year. So he would be philosophically perceived as being warmed up by the sun. I don't see how this is difficult. It's just that Saturn finds it difficult to be in the youthful zodiac sign of Aries, which is to start things and grow things, whereas Saturn is all about the knowledge, lived, learned knowledge. So he's in a zodiac sign that is contrary to his personality. And I think this is beneficial. Just remove the full reality through the teachings and methods of Hellenistic astrology. Okay. Saturn is in a youthful zodiac sign of beginning again. Now, he is about that wisdom and time component, but there's also wisdom and time to start something new. And it's just foreign for Saturn to do that. So he's in an uncomfortable zodiac. So it's not his nature to be in the sunny part of the system, the astrology system. Okay, that's all it is. But this is a new Saturn coming back to start over again, fall over, trip up, just do things that it's not used to. But that's the wisdom of it. Sometimes we need to shake up the status quo of what is knowledge, what is experience and determination. Well, it's time to refresh, set that refresh button when it comes to it being Saturn being in Aries in your first house of you, your life, what you want to begin. We'll begin understanding Saturn, the wisdom, Saturn of your life and how you can change it. So this is like unlocking doors. I find this placement for Saturn in Aries beneficial, not detrimental at all. On the 26th, Mercury leaves Taurus. What a quick transit, huh? Mercury leaves Taurus and ingresses into its domicile zodiac sign of Gemini, where it's completely at home in that fast-moving, fast-thinking zodiac sign of Gemini, where Jupiter is and where the Sun is in your third house. So when Mercury basically arrives home in Gemini, it's going, wow, what's going on here? Oh, yeah, you want to educate yourself in that. I'm down with that. Oh, you want to travel there? Yeah, I'm down with that. Oh, your siblings, what's going on with this with your nearest and dearest? Oh, yeah, that's okay. Okay, well, let's talk. Let's socialize. Let's mingle. Let's keep this party going. So Mercury's here is really kicking up the energy now with the Sun and Jupiter here in Gemini, and just saying, yeah, let's just keep this stimulation going, and let's keep the variety and understanding that life is a variety, life is a playground. Mercury will just give you that stimulation and that energy just to keep more focused on expanding your mind, body, spirit, and soul. So that's quite helpful when Mercury steps into Gemini in your third house from the 26th of May. And when Mercury does arrive home, it's sextiling Saturn and Neptune. Great. Because this means that Saturn, Neptune, and Mercury are all having a conversation. They're all on board with going, yeah, okay. Neptune, let's just take our imagination to the next level because we can. And Saturn, well, I know that you're up for it because you're not so cold. You're almost available to build something new, create something new, a new path. So this is fabulous on the 26th of May for putting plans into action, believing in the concept of life is amazing. There's plenty for me to access and it's easy for me to connect. And Mercury's just getting inspired by Saturn and Neptune in your first house of what you want to start and what you want to bring life to. So I think this is wonderful, Aries rising on the 26th of May. On the 27th, the next day, we have a new moon in Gemini. So this new moon's happening at 6 degrees. So if you have any natal planets between 3 to 9 degrees of Gemini, This new moon is going to be lighting that natal planet or planets up for you. New moons herald new beginnings. And in Gemini, it's a new environment, a new intellectual environment. It could be a physical environment, but there's a surge of available stimulation here on the 27th of May to pursue a new educational path, go on a travel journey, maybe start a new relationship with your sibling. Maybe your sibling's having a big change as well on the 27th. But this new moon in Gemini is all about, let's just begin opening up here. You've got the sun here, Jupiter here, and Mercury here. So that third house is focused for you, Aries rising. And it's all about growth. Educate yourself. Start learning about something new. We are limitless beings. And this new moon has the intelligence to remind you of that. Learn something new that you thought you didn't want to learn, or you went, oh, I can't do that. Well, do it. Start something new. The moons are emotional. They're emotional intelligence. Because the emotional intelligence you're receiving it's informing you about how you feel about your environment, about education, about travel, about siblings. Then listen to that intuition. What is it about those topics and subjects of the third house that need a refresh? This 27th of May will have you really tapping into that. On the 30th, the Sun conjuncts Mercury. Big day. Really nice. Mercury's in its domicile. Sun's quite happy, giving you plenty of stimulation and spirit to open your mind. Jupiter's here. So the Sun conjunct Mercury on the 30th of May. Information and inspiration just lands. Things just come together organically. Really, it's that simple. You have an educational opportunity, a travel opportunity comes up, a sibling gives you some information. It's just all on the 30th of May. So what was potentially unseen or unknown becomes known on the 30th of May. It's the divine download, the Sun conjunct Mercury. Wonderful. That's your astrology for the month of May. Aries rising, I trust you have yourself a wonderful one. If you have any astrological questions, please contact me at cosmicgirl101@protonmail.com. Till next time, Aries rising, stay cosmic.